This copyrighted telecast is an exclusive presentation of Learfield under the broadcasting rights granted by the University of Nevada. Reuse of this presentation is prohibited without the express written consent of the University of Nevada and Learfield.
Welcome inside our Champion Chevrolet studios for a new episode of Wolfpack All Access. I'm your host this week, Shannon Kelly. The Nevada men's hoops team continues Mountain West play this week with just one game on Saturday evening with a showdown at San Diego State. The Wolfpack looking for revenge against the Aztecs after a narrow 5-point loss to San Diego State last month at Lawler Events Center. Plus, Nevada is looking to make its last Mountain West trip to Viejas Arena a memorable one. The Wolfpack's lone victory at San Diego State was back in 1998. Mike Stephenson has a look at the highlights between the Pack and Aztecs, delivered by BTX Global Logistics.
Throughout its Mountain West tenure, Nevada men's basketball has felt quite literally no love here at Viejas Arena. Winless on the road against San Diego State since joining the conference in 2012. Perhaps a Valentine's Day matchup would change that narrative. The Pack visiting the Aztecs for the final time as conference foes. Nevada trying to pick up what would be by far its best win of the season. Good time to get it in mid-February, and a good start to this one. The Pack hitting a couple early threes, including from Tayshawn Comer. It's an early 6-2 lead. Here comes Corey Camper Jr., Nevada's leading scorer. This field goal here would give Nevada 11 points. The next highlight will be Von Wing scoring some 8 minutes later as Nevada goes on a bad drought, allowing the Aztecs to open up a first half double-digit lead behind plays like this. Pharaoh Compton, look out below. The thousands of fans in attendance were going wild. But Nevada weathering that storm. It's Camper Jr. once again. He had 13 first half points, but frankly did not get a ton of help around him. And this won't help. Miles Bird, how you doing? This was after Nevada had got within 7. Suddenly momentum back to the home team, up 11 at the half. Second half, out of the locker room, Nevada looked great. It's Weems on the reverse. Moments later, the ball finds Camper Jr. for another 3. That'd be his only second half field goal, though he misses here. It's the San Diego kid, Caleb Lowry, on the big putback. Here comes Elijah Price. 2 hands for safety. That dunk ties the game at 38. Price would then pick up his 3rd foul, exit the game, and from that point, it was all Aztecs. A barrage of 3-pointers and patented stout SDSU defense turning it into a bucket on the other end, a putback courtesy of Tay Simmons. After the game was tied at 38, San Diego State hit an 18-1 run. The place was going crazy. That is Reese Dixon-Waters with a game-high 20 points. Something encouraging for Nevada fans. Joel Armo trading, getting back into form after missing 16 games. The block, the dunk, but too much firepower on the other end. Magoon Guath says, anything you can do, I can do better, and he can shoot it well as well. He hadn't played since January 17th. Yeah, the Aztecs look every bit like the Aztecs, the class of the Mountain West for a lot of years. 71-57, SDSU beats Nevada again here at Viejas.
Coming up tonight on Wolfpack All Access, we sit down with Wolfpack guard and Indiana native Tayshawn Comer. We head out to Peccole Park as a new era of Wolfpack baseball is here. We hear from Nevada Athletic Director Stephanie Remp on the Mountain West's newest football member. But coming up next, we head back to San Diego as Mike Stephenson chats with Wolfpack head coach Steve Alford. Welcome back to Wolfpack All Access, presented by Champion Chevrolet. Let's head back out to Viejas Arena to hear from head coach Steve Alford after Nevada's tough loss to San Diego State.
All right, Steve, just your thoughts on this one here at Viejas.
Yeah, I thought we had good starts to both halves. Our bench got beat bad, so we got to look at that. And their guard play. If you just evaluate guard play, I thought that's where the difference was. I thought up front, with what Caleb did, what Elijah did, what Joel did. This was really good. Watching him tonight was really good. And Jariah's been very solid. So I didn't think it was up front as much as it was guard play. We had more turnovers and assists, which is not who we've been all year, and that's a great credit to State's defense. They really guard you, and then I think we missed 5 front ends, and when you miss 5 front ends, it's like a turnover. So if you turn it over 14 times and you have another 5 front ends, it's almost 20 missed opportunities, and you do that to a team like this in their building, it's going to be pretty difficult.
You guys got within 7 late in that first half, and then they sort of snatched momentum back after that challenge out of bounds called the big dunk. But then you guys really seemed to weather the storm to start that second half. What did you like about that? What was sort of the halftime message?
Well, I thought we had a really good start to the game, and then we went through a lull with turnovers. But I thought defensively we were pretty decent. I liked what we were doing defensively. And then to start the second half, we were really good. I thought that our competitiveness, our fire was a little bit more intense. And that's what this team makes you do. They're very good at their physicality and they're disciplined and they're hard to play against. And I thought to start the second half we were really good. And then again, bench, we got to get some kind of life with our bench. And we got to do a better job, coaches, as far as just who that is, and narrow our rotation. Now that we got Joel back, I really like what I saw tonight. So I think he and Jariah can really help Elijah and Caleb up front. Now we got to figure out the guards of just who's going to come in and compete and do the things we need to have done.
Nevada ends up winless here at Viejas in its time as a Mountain West foe of San Diego State's. Obviously not just your tenure, but what is it about this place, this program? They're obviously the top of the mountain, if you will.
They're without question. They're elite. They've been to a Final Four. It's a great production. I've said along, there's a lot of good road environments, but New Mexico and here are different. It's just different. It's a production. You can tell there's a lot of effort that goes into getting not just students but the crowd, and it's a full production, and it's a great credit to Coach Fisher and Dutch. They've done a wonderful job here, and they've sustained it, and they're the top of this league for a lot of reasons, and one of it is the environment that's in here, because it's very difficult to play in.
Huge couple weeks on deck for you guys, including a few huge, massive home games. Just take us into the mentality going forward.
No, there's not. It's San Jose. That's our. I could care less about our home games. It's San Jose. That's our. And I told them in the locker room, if we don't get the job done on Tuesday, then those 2 home games take on a whole different meaning. So, no, our most important game of our career or our year is San Jose, and they're playing well and battled like crazy. Tim does a phenomenal job with what he's got, and have the utmost respect for him and the program. So all of our attention from tonight all the way through Tuesday is going to be on San Jose. We got to do a good job there.
Nevada's road trip continues with a game at San Jose State on Tuesday. Tip-off in the Bay Area is at 7 o'clock on Nevada Sportsnet. The Wolfpack then hosts Utah State on Saturday for its 3rd to final game at Lawler Events Center this season. Before we go to break, here's Chris Murray with a look at this week in Wolfpack history, presented by Bradley Gendel and Janae.
On February 15, 1973, Nevada men's basketball player Pete Padgett had one of the best games in school history. Then a freshman, Padgett grabbed a school record 30 rebounds in a 101-84 win over Loyola Marymount. That marked just the 4th 100-point game in Wolfpack history. Even more impressive that night was Padgett, who added 17 points and 10 assists to record a rare 30-board triple-double. Padgett averaged 17.8 rebounds per game that season, which remains an NCAA freshman record. Padgett would later become an NBA and MLB draft pick, although he didn't play in either league. Instead, Padgett became a successful local prep coach at Karsten and Reno High School, with his son David and his daughter Melissa both playing in college, as David became the region's first McDonald's All-American pick before playing his college ball at Kansas and Louisville.
Back here on Wolfpack All Access, presented by Champion Chevrolet, I'm Shannon Kelly. A new era of Wolfpack baseball is here under head coach Jordan Getzelman. And with more than 20 returning players, the Wolfpack is aiming to make history this season. Chris Murray has more from Piccoli Park.
And that'll do it. Nevada shuts out the Spartans. And they have clinched at least a tie for the Mountain West Conference title as they celebrate.
No Wolfpack program has won more Mountain West championships than the 4 claimed by Nevada baseball. As the 2026 season starts, the Wolfpack has a new goal: win conference titles in back-to-back years for the first time ever.
It would mean everything, and I think it would mean that we stuck to the process really well and did the things that we can control, and yeah, I think that would be special.
Nevada's roster is teeming with talent. The Wolfpack picked to win the Mountain West in the preseason coaches poll. The roster includes 5 preseason All-Mountain West picks on the 13-player list.
You're not going to see this kind of team in a while. I thought our last year team was really good. This year's team is way better. It's a lot more special.
Sean Yamaguchi is one of 7 returning starters among Nevada position players. A freshman All-American a season ago, Yamaguchi was one of several Wolfpack stars opting against entering the transfer portal. After falling short of the 2025 NCAA tournament, Nevada's players wanted one more season together.
3-2, here's Albanese. Got him! The Spartans are back in the championship round.
With the way it ended last year, I think it left a chip on a lot of our shoulders, knowing that we were so close, but we were able to retain a lot of the guys, like you said, and we just had that feeling that we want more.
After earning all-conference honors last season, Alessandro Castro returns to anchor Nevada's rotation, which lost 2 weekend starters. The Wolfpack is high on some of its transfer pitchers, and last year's relief ace, Dominic Desch, is in the mix to move into the rotation as well. After last year's regular season title, Nevada knows it will be the hunted in 2026.
I think this year it's more of a target on our back, I'd say. We've proved that we can win. Now it's going to be up to us this year to kind of bring our best to every single game, every single conference, especially with the shorter conference schedule.
Perhaps the biggest question isn't on the diamond, but in the dugout. Jake McKinley, whose 3-year build turned Nevada into champions, resigned in December to take a job in Major League Baseball. His top assistant, Jordan Getzelman, was promoted that same day, just 10 weeks before the season opener.
My mornings are a little busier. Being a hitting coach and head coach, you're just doing both a little bit. But I've really enjoyed it. And I think for me, just leading the team, coming in the locker room, having something to teach them each and every day, it's been a lot of fun.
With a roster primed for success, Nevada is dreaming big. Back-to-back Mountain West regular season titles, an NCAA tournament berth, and maybe even a trip to the College World Series.
Us going to Omaha. If the team's winning, I'm winning. And I think that's the biggest thing is no one on our team is selfish like that where, they care about their overall stats more than the team stats. And you look at last year, we did well because everyone bought in and everyone cared about the team winning. So I think this year we have a bunch of more veteran guys who understand that and they're going to keep guys in check.
The Wolfpack opened the 2026 campaign at Ole Miss, marking the Wolfpack's first trip to SEC country in program history. The Wolfpack fell in its season opener by a score of 11-3 on Friday and dropped the next 2 games against the Rebels. Nevada hosts Utah Valley for a 4-game series starting on Thursday afternoon at Peccole Park. Coming up next on Wolfpack All Access, Mike Stephenson sits down with Indiana native Tayshawn Comer. Welcome back to Wolfpack All Access, presented by Champion Chevrolet. Indiana native Tayshawn Comer's relationship with head coach Steve Alford stems back to his high school days. And now it's a full circle moment for Comer as he's suiting up for Alford's squad. Mike Stephenson recently sat down with Comer on campus.
Back with a 12-point lead. Comer pulls up from 15. Got it on the right side. 44-30. Nevada's lead is 14, matching their largest lead.
You appear ready for battle each and every time you take the floor. Just take me inside that mental headspace and maybe give me a little scouting report on Tayshawn Comer, the Nevada Wolfpack senior now.
I know I put the work in. I always believed in my craft and I always believed I worked the hardest. So when I go into those games, I always think I'm the best player out there on the floor. I always keep my confidence high no matter how many shots I miss or how the game plan. I always try to impact the game any way I can. And being a leader, I can be to my teammates to help us win.
The rebound. Nevada's going to have a shot here. Comer gets off the floater, it goes, and we head to overtime.
Me and Coach Alford, we have a good relationship. We've been having a good relationship since probably like my senior year of high school. He was recruiting me, came to watch me, but I was in a boot. I sprained my ankle, and we just sat there and talked the whole practice, and it was just good vibes, great energy. Never knew it would come to full circle, but he called me when I was in Portal. He had a lot of energy when he called me. He had that competitive edge on the phone, and I love that. I'm that type of player, so it kind of just gelled together, so I always knew it was a coach I'd play for.
Tell me about just growing up in Indianapolis. Hoops hotbed, basketball's big in that entire state. What was it like to just be a part of that scene and to really dominate it and eventually be a state champion there at a Cathedral?
It was difficult. I lost 3 years back to back. First round in the playoffs in high school. Couldn't went to prep school, but I wanted to get the first state championship ever at the school, and we ended up doing that. It was fun. It was a battle. It's a lot of great talent came through Indiana throughout my years. I don't think it's any state that's really that takes basketball as serious as Indiana. I think Indiana is a basketball state, and I think for you to come to Indiana and succeed, you have to be really, really good and ready to battle.
Hall just having the court awareness.
How about that answer on the other end from Comer?
Your journey through college hoops, Eastern Kentucky to Evansville, now to Nevada. How would you just summarize that whole route?
Up and down. My sophomore year, I didn't make the jump I was supposed to, but now I'm starting to get the joy back. This year has been the best, just trying to win as many games as possible and make the tournament. So really just soaking it all in and taking every game as serious as possible.
Steve often says we got a bunch of great guys and maybe wants to pull more of that edge out of you guys. But what is it like just being amongst the dudes, whether it's on the court or off the court? Do you feel like you guys have good relationships?
Yeah, of course. Great vibes, always laughing, always talking about each other. I think that's how we connect the most. I think that builds character between us and builds the trust on when we can get on each other on the court and off the court and hold us accountable. So I think that's the biggest part and continue to build.
What would maybe a middle school Tayshawn think of the young man you are now?
He would be very proud, very happy. I don't think I give myself enough credit, but that's what my circle's here for, to keep me level-headed and stuff. So I appreciate those people that's in my circle.
Coming up next on Wolfpack All Access, we'll share how the Wolfpack softball team fared in its games in Arizona over the weekend. Before we go on Wolfpack All Access, it was a busy week for the Mountain West and Commissioner Gloria Navarez landing North Dakota State's football program as the newest member of the league on Monday. The Bison are joining the Mountain West this fall, and we spoke with Nevada Athletic Director Stephanie Remp about adding the FCS powerhouse to the league.
We're super excited about North Dakota State coming on board in football, and we think it's really going to elevate the conference. We're going to elevate our football program, and they have amazing tradition, and we're super excited about it. Everybody believes that they are a very strong football program, and they'll step right in and make a difference immediately, and then we'll duke it out and see what happens. Like, that's what you want, right? You want great competition. You want to compete. You want to go up against the best competition you can go up against, and, rising tide lifts all boats, and they're a strong school that'll come in and elevate our football league, and that's probably what we're most excited about.
The Wolfpack softball team was on the road competing at a tournament hosted by Arizona State, going 3-2 on the weekend. Nevada picked up wins against Portland State, Pacific, and Indiana, while falling to the host team, number 22 ranked Arizona State, by 1 run, and also falling to Indiana. The Nevada women's basketball team split its pair of home games this week with a 76-59 win over Air Force to snap a 7-game losing streak, then falling to the top team in the Mountain West standings, San Diego State, on Saturday by a score of 78-64. Mark your calendars. The Wolfpack is hosting the Mountain West Track and Field Indoor Championships February 26th through the 28th at the Reno Sparks Convention Center. Plus, Wolfpack Sports Properties is hosting its inaugural Nevada NIL Partner Education Summit. It's all happening prior to the Nevada men's basketball game on Tuesday, February 24th. The event will feature Stephanie Remp, coaches, and more to share how you and your business can become involved with the Wolfpack's evolving NIL efforts. It's happening from 6 to 7 o'clock before the game in the Stadium Club. To learn how you can sign up, just head to NevadaWolfpack.com. That's all we have time for on Wolfpack All Access this week. From inside our Champion Chevrolet studios, I'm Shannon Kelly, and we'll see you next Sunday. Good night.
This has been an exclusive presentation from Learfield.